Dad and stepmom lead in court in 2 years after my mom's death. They legally forced adoption 11 years later. My mother's grave was barely covered with fresh earth when they stole me. I was 9, clutching her scarf, the last thing that smelled like her, as my dad and his new wife smirked in court, spinning lies that would chain me to them. 11 years later, I'm 20, and the truth is a wildfire I'm ready to unleash. My name is Lily Harper, and my story begins in a small Ohio town where secrets fester like damp rot. My mom, Clara, was my world. Her laugh could light up a room, her hands calloused from gardening, always smelling of lavender. When cancer took her, it didn't just break my heart, it shattered my life. Dad, a man who preferred whiskey to parenting, remarried within a year. Enter Vanessa, my stepmother, with her sharp heels and sharper tongue, who saw me as baggage to be managed, not a daughter to love. The courtroom was a blur of polished wood and cold voices. I sat there, a skinny kid drowning in a too big dress, while Dad and Vanessa painted Mom as neglectful, unstable, a danger to me. Lies. They claimed I needed stability, that Mom's dying wish was for Vanessa to raise me. The judge, an older man with tired eyes, bought it. Adoption papers were signed, and just like that, I was theirs. I didn't cry then. I was too angry, too stunned. But at night, I'd hide under my blankets, whispering to Mom's scarf, promising I'd never forget her. Life with Dad and Vanessa was a performance. They played the perfect parents in public church on Sundays, PTA meetings, Vanessa's fake tears at my school plays. But at home, I was invisible unless I was useful. Vanessa had me scrubbing floors, cooking dinners while Dad drowned in his bottles. They wanted a servant, not a daughter. My only escape was Mom's diary, hidden in a loose floorboard under my bed. She'd written it for me, pages filled with her dreams, her love, her warnings about Dad's temper and Vanessa's greed. It was my lifeline, my proof she'd never wanted this. By 16, I was plotting. I'd overheard Vanessa bragging to a friend about the trust fund Mom left me, one they'd manage until I was 21. That's when I knew the adoption wasn't about love. It was about money. Mom's family had wealth, old money from her grandparents' farm, and Dad and Vanessa had clawed their way to it through me. I started digging, secretly. Library computers became my allies, teaching me about legal records, adoption laws, and fraud. I worked odd jobs, saved every penny, and kept my head down, playing the obedient daughter while my heart burned with purpose. At 18, I found it the court transcript. A friend's older brother, a law student, helped me access it. There, in black and white, were their lies, dates fudged, witnesses coerced, Mom's character assassinated. I felt sick, but also alive. I had evidence. I tracked down Mom's old lawyer, Mr. Grayson, a kind man now retired, who remembered her case. Clara would have fought to her last breath for you, he said, his voice cracking. He agreed to help, pro bono, when I told him my plan. The confrontation came on my 20th birthday. I'd waited until I could access the trust fund, knowing they'd try to block me. We were in their pristine living room, Vanessa sipping wine, Dad half drunk already. I laid out the papers, court transcripts, Mom's diary entries, emails I'd found between Vanessa and a shady lawyer. You lied, I said, my voice steady despite the storm inside. You stole me, my mom's memory, her money. It ends now. Vanessa laughed. A cold, cutting sound. You're a child. Lily, no one will believe you. But Dad's face paled. He knew Mom's family, my grandparents, still had influence. I'd already contacted them, and they were furious, ready to back me. The room felt electric, like the air before a storm. I'm suing for fraud, I said, and I'm pressing charges for perjury. Vanessa's wine glass slipped, shattering on the floor. For the first time, she looked scared. The legal battle was brutal. Vanessa hired a slick attorney, but Mr. Grayson was relentless. My grandparents testified, sharing Mom's letters about her fears of Dad's greed. A former neighbor, Mrs. Tate, came forward, admitting Vanessa had bribed her to lie in court years ago. The truth unraveled like a thread pulled from a sweater, and by the end, Dad and Vanessa faced not just losing the trust fund, but criminal charges. I didn't want revenge though. I wanted justice for Mom, for me. The day the judge ruled in my favor, I stood outside the courthouse, Mom's scarf in my hands. The trust fund was mine, but more importantly, Mom's name was cleared. I felt her with me, her warmth in the breeze. I'd won, but the cost was heavy years of loneliness, a family broken by greed. I donated half the trust fund to a children's cancer charity in Mom's name. The rest I used to start over, far from that town, studying law to help kids like me. Now, at 20, I'm free, but the scars remain. I learned that family isn't blood. It's truth, love, and fighting for what's right. Dad and Vanessa. They're shadows now, fading in the light of my mother's memory. I keep her diary close, a reminder of who I am, who she was. The fight taught me to stand tall, to speak loud, to never let lies bury the truth. What do you think? Was I right to fight, or should I have let it go? Share your thoughts. I'm listening. In